Hey everybody. So my name is Molly Patrone. I'm a special education teacher from Littleton, Colorado. I have been doing a couple of these videos and I thought I would do kind of this is what I found to be really awesome again about PearDeck, and the interactive slides that I created. So I've done a couple videos about this, um, and it, yeah, there's so many cool things that I have really come to love about PearDeck. In fact, this morning I went to go launch a PearDeck and it said that I didn't have it installed, and I was like, what? I got really freaked out. But so right now, what you're looking at is an actual slide that I have from a slide presentation that I created in Google Slides. Um, and I created the blanks, I created the text boxes, everything like that. Like I've said before in other videos, I barely ever use what slide presentations give me. I like to create my own. I make them very low key. I know that this does look like a lot of text, but it kind of gives the kids an idea of what the steps say in the book. So everything that's in black here, the solve one of the equations for one of its variables, is directly from the textbook. Then what I have next to it in parentheses is what I would say in my head while I'm solving this, right? So I can add as many things as I want to my slide presentation. So we were able to go through this together. And what was really cool about this is what they see. And then they get to draw on the slides. They get kind of on the bottom, they get a paint palette and a text box choice, and a couple other different things that they can do to draw on it. This is different from adding a number. A number only allows them to add numbers, no commas, no equals, no variables, no anything. So the draw part I really like, just because it allows them to write on it instead of just put in a number or a multiple choice piece, right? So I've now realized that I kind of over plan all of my notes, but I kind of feel like it gives them an idea of how to get through most of this stuff. And I do put a lot of these little helpers there. So the thing that I wanted you guys to see is the dashboard. Come on. So this is the dashboard that pops up from a PearDeck presentation. And so this is what it looks like for a kid to draw in their responses, right? So we did this together, and I wanted to make sure that they saw that x equals -2, and actually it's 2 because he put it there correctly, but he put it here incorrectly. Totally fine. And then y equals -9, right? And I have other student submissions up or down from this student. I just wanted to make sure that you guys got to see what that looked like. And this is, and I'll show you here in a second how I get that from my presentation, right? But this is the dashboard. Okay, so if I close this, maybe I'll wait. So if I want to see this, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go to the snowman dots, right? And I'm going to see this open dashboard in a new window. You can open it up in a new device. So like if you want to open it up on your computer, maybe you have a screen and screen or a double screen, things like that. But I can open up the dashboard in a new window. If I had students that still wanted to practice, I could also turn on the student paste mode, and they can continue working, even though I knock out of this. See my dog going behind me? He hates that I do this. Okay, so if I open the dashboard in a new window, that's what this puppy looks like, right? So I get to see what their responses are in live time. So again, because there are student names and we have to make sure that we're protecting their privacy, I'm not going to go through the slide, but you guys can definitely practice that on your own. But what's really nice is I can say their name as I'm presenting on a Google Meet, and I can be like, hey, Sally, it's 2, not -2. Can you change that for me? And then I can scroll through the rest and be like, hey, so that was a +9, that's a -9. Can you make sure that is? Or, hey, it looks like you have those flipped, right? I can say that as I'm scrolling through, and as I'm saying it, they immediately change it. Like, it is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Now, what's nice about this is I'm going to exit this out. Okay. And I'm going to actually show you what I do with my takeaway. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to say end this session. So we didn't get through the whole presentation, but it's going to give them the whole presentation in a Word doc. And then I'll give them what notes that they took when they did that. So end this session. And I'm gonna do this as Unit 2 or Unit 5, but I'm gonna change this to 2 and solving by substitution. That is not how you spell substitution. Okay, so, and then I'm going to publish takeaways, save and end session. So all the kids that were logged in and did something on these slides are going to get the availability to use this. So I'm going to share this link with my students. So I'm going to copy, because I've copied it, I can go back to Google Slides. Right, here's my slide presentation, but then I can go into my Google Classroom. Here is where I put those notes, right? And I'm going to move myself over here. Okay, so I put the notes in here. I also have graphing a line because sometimes kids still need that, that prompt, right? And I'm going to publish their takeaways and I'm going to put it in the Google Classroom slide. So we copied that link from before. I'm going to paste it in here and it's going to tell me download your PearDeck takeaway. It also sends them an email because it's linked through their Google information. So it sends them an email so they can see that, and then I can download. They can download their takeaways, which is really neat. And so let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Okay, so when they open this up, they get to calculate all their fun stuff. This might take a little longer for some reason. Everything's been going a little wonky lately. I'll exit out of all of this. Okay, let's see if it'll, I don't know. Sometimes it'll let me do it through here as well. So if I go to recent, yep. So if I open this up, this is kind of what they see. So this is their published takeaway. So part 1 summary, this is module 2. It tells you where they did it. It's going to take a second, and then I can look at responses. Right? It shows a little. It takes a little time for everything to load, but then they get a copy of all their notes and see how this works. So slide 2, I asked them a question about what they thought about their response, like, so how can you solve a system of linear equations by using substitution? And then what they see on theirs. So this is for this student. Sorry, she's going to see what her response was. Obviously, she gets to see it. I don't know if I get to see it, but it's kind of neat that they'd be able to see that part. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. I don't think it'll let me see mine, but that is like the neatest thing that I've seen so far. The other thing that I thought was really cool, just to follow up with all the stuff that I've been showing you guys, is a live Jamboard. So this is something that they did today. I immediately get to see if they have any questions. I told them here, I said, if you understand and have no questions, I want you to tell me what you can prove to me that you understand, right? So on the Google Meet, we've done a 5 to 1 scale on how you understand it. 1, I'm speaking Chinese, to 5 is I could teach someone in algebra class before Mr. Stutzman or Ms. Patron even opens their mouths, right? And so I got kind of a range of people to tell me that they were like a 3 and a 4, which I really appreciated. Then this really clinched it for me, right? So now I get to see, yes, because I know I have to get X and Y. So if you're solving for a system of equations, you need an X and Y value because it shows where they cross, right? No, because I need help with the steps, understanding how to evaluate the question. That is perfect. I know now that I can add a video or I can make one myself to Google Classroom and done. And that might help that student and also 6 others that didn't feel like they wanted to ask that question, right? Yes, because I took notes. All right, that's fine. But I probably, if I had more time in class before moving on to something else, I'd be like, hey, kids, so can you like up the ante on this? Like you took notes and, right? Yes, because I know how to solve for both X and Y. But now I have an idea of what kinds of things I need to post to help with the students that still have questions. So this kid wants a little bit more practice. Boom, I can be like, hey, practice a little bit more on your notes. So the Jamboard is really cool. And this, again, I show you guys in a different video, and you can probably look up how to do this. This is just an uploaded background, and then I added, use a sticky note to ask a question. Super easy, super fast, super quick, and now you get immediate feedback that you can provide access to. So I'm going to go hop off this and go find a video to pop into my academic workshop Google Classroom. I usually use eHow Math if anyone really wants to see how to do all this kind of stuff, because they do amazing stuff there too. So I hope this little shot of ed tech helped you out. And I really appreciate all of the kudos and thumbs up, and just ring that bell. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks and have a great day.